What was I doing? Yes, I was gonna test the different glass. Do this. Do this. Screw it, we'll try a black stained one too, just to see. Alright, welcome back everybody. I have a very brief length of time that I can stream for today. Alright, let's do tinted. I hope I wrote down where I found the amethyst. It's only plain glass that it does it for. Okay. So we'll do black as regular glass and gray as panes, just to see what's what. I don't have silk touch, so we're going to be wasting a decent bit of what we made, which really sucks, especially with how expensive it is for the tinted glass. Alright, so that's gray, that's black, and that's tinted. Oh, I was right. I like the tinted. I like the tinted a lot. Gray would be acceptable, but the tinted's definitely the winner. It's annoying that it's full blocks instead of panes. Is tinted glass panes a thing? Can I search that? No, it's just the glass. I think I would deal with full glass blocks for that result, honestly. I really like that. I'm really bothered that it's full glass. Maybe I could do like these look similar enough that maybe I could do like tinted on the sides and then glass panes that are a different color in the front. I wonder if purple would compare, like a purple would compare better than black, because that's purpley. I'm gonna go test if a purple would compare better, if we have a way to get purple dye, which we should. We have a blue. Okay, I'm not gonna use the blue because I can't use the blue because that's my only cornflower. Ugh. I can bone meal that cornflower and then bone meal up some roses or something. Cornflower. Cornflowers are like my favorite flower, one of my favorite flowers in Minecraft, so I don't want to use that up without being prepared. I think there was rose bushes like right over here, wasn't there? They were somewhere. Oh, there's red poppies right here. Alright, let's bone meal. Get a couple extras. And then let's go somewhere more open to do this, so we're making the most of the bone meal. Here should be fine. Alright, that should be enough for right now. I don't need a ton right now. I'll use another. I haven't been flower collecting in this world like I normally do on my world, so that I have dyes and flowers as needed. Normally I make sure I always have at least a stack of pretty much any flower I could want by using bone meal on them, so that I can have, you know, supplies for when I make any gardens or when I make flower pots or anything like that. How do I get purple? Right here. Alright, let's test purple. Ooh. I wish that was like a dark purple dye. I wish Minecraft added more dyes. I think I'm gonna leave this set up like this, and at some point when chatters come in that are not bots, I will ask them their opinions and see what people think. If you're watching this on YouTube, because I'm sure some of the people I will be talking to will be watching from YouTube, comment what you think is the best one for matching. I'll go show it again in a second so that y'all can see it again. Making a dyes chest because I'm sure I'll end up using and making more dyes, and it doesn't really fit into the flowers chest. Alright, we'll show this again if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching right now on Twitch, which I don't think anyone is because I have 0 viewers, but if you're watching, I'm keeping this for sure on the sides. Which of these 3 looks best with the tinted to be along the front wall? Which of the 3? It will be panes, not full glass, but full glass is what I did for comparison's sakes and because I only had full glass for those. What do you think? Let me know. Okay. So the plans with this world in the near or immediate future is to figure out decorating this house so it's not just like an empty shell. Where did my paintings go? I don't remember taking them down. I don't believe I did take them down. Odd. Strange. Maybe I took them down? I don't recall taking them down. That's concerning. So yeah, I want to decorate the house so it's not just like an empty shell with half-attempted decor. But to do that, I have to get more supplies and more wood and plan things and just fully figure out what I'm doing. So that'll take a minute. I do want to do what I was doing and make, you know, a good sword and or a good armor pieces or something like that, just to, you know, get the ball rolling. I do need more diamonds, so I can probably go strip mining or something for diamonds. Yeah, we were trying to get a good sword because all we need is looting 2 and sharp 4 and unbreaking. Looting 2, sharp 4, and unbreaking is what we need. We might do some fishing today to try to get some more books so that our enchantment efforts are a little easier. That's the main reason that I fish, is the XP and like the enchanted items on this world at least. I might go start strip mining for diamonds. I feel like I want a good pick though before I do that, which I still have to finish off the diamond pick wherever I put it. I still have to finish making the diamond pick good to be able to do that. Where did I put the diamond pick? Huh? Why are things going missing that should not be going missing? I had a diamond pick. Y'all know I had a diamond pick. There's no refuting that I in fact had a diamond pick. Huh? I'm about to check like every single chest that exists in this world. No one else has access to this world. No one else has access to this world. It's just me. Why is my stuff not the way it's supposed to be then. God, I'm gonna have to check all these chests. I don't care. I will be a maniac. I will check every single chest until I figure it out. I think I did write down where the geode was. I have to go check the geode and get more amethyst for the tinted glass. I will check all of these chests. Because the diamond pick should exist. There's no reason for it to not. Oh, okay. Thank God. It's right here. Okay. So, efficiency 5 is what I'm working on for it. But I also need mending and fortune. Mending and fortune. Which I don't have. So again, I think I might do some fishing. I think I might do some fishing for some stuff. I do have like less than an hour to stream today, so I'm trying to kind of optimize what I do. I'm hoping I can have some time to stream tomorrow, but that depends on what I do and don't get done. Today is kind of my designated me day, versus tomorrow is my designated cleaning day. So I have to get all my cleaning done before I could even, you know, think about getting on. Or would even think about getting on, I suppose. That got broke at some point. Things just aren't lining up. Like, where are my potatoes? Right here? I thought I had potatoes here, too. I could have sworn I had potatoes there, too. So there's gonna be potatoes there now. I think things are just not the way they're supposed to be, and that's kind of concerning / annoying, because I know that I had a system, and I also know that I'm literally the only human being that has access to this world, and to my PlayStation. I mean, yeah, my boyfriend could technically have access to my PlayStation, because, you know, it exists in the house, but he doesn't use it because he has a PS5, so he doesn't need my PS4, and he also has been usually only, like, sleeping or watching YouTube when he's up here. So, because my PS4 is up in the bedroom. So I sincerely doubt it was him. Interesting. It probably was like a animal or a wandering trader when it comes to the farm. And I probably did take those paintings down because they were bothering me. I just don't remember having taken them down. I just remember that they were bothering me. I didn't think I had decided to take them down, though. Who knows? I have to work on getting weakness pots, too, to be able to get, I'll have to figure out, I'll have to figure out blaze rods to get a brewing stand, unless I already have one. I do already have one, but I still need blaze rods for powder for it. And then I have to figure out weakness pots and golden apples. Golden apples fairly easy because I already have some, gold and apples. My brain is not braining today. Anyways, apologies for the pause there. Yeah. Oh, I gotta check that because that was my boyfriend and I need to know when he's coming home. And it's her snap. Okay. So yeah, when my snap goes off, I have to like immediately check it, because I have to know when he's coming home so that I can pause and yeah, I'll have to get off when he messages me that he is leaving. I think I am gonna do some fishing. It's kind of a little bit of a waste of time to me, but not the worst waste of time, because it does get me some enchanted stuff, which is helpful either to disenchant for levels to use in the future, or some combination of the above. I definitely need villagers, like I was saying, because those are kind of a lifeline. Now that I understand the majority of how trades work with villagers, I use it quite frequently. As you all see in my main world, I have, you know, stacks on stacks of emerald blocks from trading, and I consistently still trade with them to have XP and stuff, and items that I need from them. And I do the same thing in the world with my partner. We have like a 3-story house that I built that I actually had to block off the 3rd story because they were just being nuisances, but they get 2 stories of a giant house that I built specifically for them, that I have probably about... Oh, dogs. Goodness, 1 second. Anyways, my dogs are real lovely. One of the cats isn't allowed in the bedroom because she's not fixed, and she sometimes sprays. She doesn't nearly as much as she used to, but once in a while she does, and we don't want to risk her spraying, you know, in the bedroom or on the bed or whatever. So she's not allowed in the bedroom, and the dogs have caught on to that concept, and so every time they see or even try to step foot in the bedroom, they usually do that, where they jump up and bark at her or chase her out of the bedroom, which is what happened. One of them barked and the other one jumped off the bed to chase her. So yeah, but villagers are definitely a lifeline. On my other world with my partner, I have probably about 30 villagers that are used for trading, and yeah, about 30 that are used for trading, and quite a lot of them I use pretty regularly. We have probably about 3-ish stacks of emerald blocks, and I trade at least like every time that we get on to play, so it just helps. It's good for XP, it's good for easy levels and easy items. Like if I had villagers right now, I wouldn't have to strip mine for diamonds at the moment because I could get those items from them. Maybe I'll... Here's the problem. I don't want to go into the nether in just iron armor with iron tools to try to get blaze rods, because as y'all have seen, the nether does not go well for me in just iron gear. But I also don't want to farm the overworld until I get what I need, and then finally get what I need and go there. And then I won't have much of a use for the villagers that I want to get, like a weaponsmith and a toolsmith, because I would have already, you know, farmed for diamonds and gotten diamond gear. You know, what I might do as like a middle ground is take my iron armor and my iron tool, my sword, and cheap enchant them, like get them, you know, just decent stuff, because I don't really want to have to get up to level 30 to do so, but like get them decent-ish stuff on them, and then do something like that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I could always get to level 30 and then some if I got more TNT. But I'd have to farm creepers for that, which I could try to do since it is nighttime. Get this one in. Go take care of stuff and maybe farm some creepers. Like, this would be so much in emeralds and XP. It would be insane. I wish you could transfer enchantments off of things. Like, when I get mending stuff, be able to transfer it onto a book. Is that what the grindstone actually does? Is that, like, possible? I don't think it is. I almost forgot that it takes 3 hits for a creeper with a iron sword. I just almost tried to... That's why I, like, ran at it and did the crit first, because I was thinking if I crit it first, it would only be 2 shots. Not the case, I forget. Yeah, we could get some XP and some creepers at the same time here. That wouldn't be the worst thing to do. Is that a creeper I saw in the distance? Yes, there's 2 of them. There's one here and there's one to my right. And this zombie is making life difficult. I don't care about you right now, bud. I want creepers. There was a creeper over here and I don't want it to have despawned. It probably did, though. Creeper. Nope, it's down there. Oh, I see it. Oh, come on. I was hoping it wouldn't actually fully explode because I was so far away. Ugh. Oh god, that one's gonna explode too. And I'm dead. Really? Really? Are you kidding me? And that zombie just picked up most of my stuff. Are you serious? That's really frustrating. Like, extremely frustrating. I was at level 28. God damn it. No, that doesn't count as swearing. To those of you that it does, I apologize, but it definitely does not count as swearing in my book. Yep, he picked up all my stuff. How he got leather armor, I don't know. He must have already had leather armor on. Or something. Are you kidding me? Another creeper just blew up half of my stuff. It better not have been my good bow. It wasn't my good bow. I don't care. I don't care. I'm going home. I'm going home. My night has been ruined. My night has officially been ruined. Anyways, yeah, that kind of ruined the night, so I'm not gonna screw around with any of that. I really should stop just standing in my entryway, because knowing my luck, something's gonna decide to follow me home. A lot of my stuff got exploded, which includes, by the looks, my pickaxe. Which is a bit frustrating. Get out of my offhand. That can go in this chest. and my gunpowder that I worked to get, because I don't have gunpowder now. That's incredibly frustrating. That's arguably one of the most frustrating parts of this situation right now, because I genuinely went out of my way to get that, and now it's gone. The new pickaxe is whatever. I can make a new pickaxe. New pickaxes are easy to come by. If there actually is a functionality where you can take enchants off of things and put them onto books, I'm gonna be a little pissed, because I haven't done that, despite the fact of, like, needing or wanting to do it. I don't think that's actually a feature. Like, that would be way too kind of Mojang to give us an actual feature like that. We only have 11 gunpowder. I could always make a gunpowder farm, but doing that would cost me a lot of blocks, so I don't think I want to. I'd need, like, stacks on stacks on stacks, like shulkers on shulkers worth, which I don't have shulkers, but you know what I mean. Like shulkers on shulkers worth of stuff. Like wood and a base block to use for the base and the roof of it, and the levels of it, and yeah, just a lot. A lot. It would not be very easy to do. It would be possible at this stage of the game, but it would cost me a lot of resources and time. I definitely don't have time to build one, like, today, because I have approximately 20 more minutes to stream, and 20 minutes is not enough time for me to build a project of that size. It's just not a thing. And it's already turning daytime, so I'm kind of screwed. Oh my god, screw all of you. And I'm back down to level 8. So I might end up having to, choosing to, just fish more. Because it looks like I'm not getting getting enough gunpowder to do it that way for XP. I could only make like 2 TNT right now, which really isn't worth it. Yeah, so that worked terribly. Level 28 down to level 8 is very frustrating. And only, 1 gunpowder to show for it is incredibly more frustrating. Sorry, I missed that. I glanced at my phone. But yeah, life right now. Yesterday I went to a crafts fair and a book sale at the hometown that I grew up in, which was pretty cool. I walked around for about an hour, I think, total. It was hot, so I had to actually go bring the dogs to my dad's house and park them in the shade with the windows down more than I would leave them down in a parking lot, because I trust them more at in my dad's yard, than in a random parking lot. Or at least, not that I trust them more, I don't have to worry about other people, because I would leave them the same amount down in a parking lot, except for the fact that I feel like someone would be stupid enough to try to reach into my vehicle for any reason, like whether they're trying to steal it or trying to pet the dog or whatever, and then if one of the dogs bit them for that, then I'm getting in trouble because my dog bit a human, versus the human getting in trouble for being a retard and deciding to, oh wow, okay, that is not a word that I use. I don't like using that word. That is a word that my partner uses all too often and has gotten itched into my vocabulary. I apologize. Like, I don't care if y'all don't care. I care, so I apologize. That is not a word I like using. For someone being an idiot and reaching into my vehicle when there are dogs in it. So, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't put them down that much in a parking lot for that reason mainly. So I would only like crack them. And when it was about 80 degrees out, I wasn't going to do that. They needed more air than that. So I parked them at my dad's in the shade, so it's a little better, and also with the windows down as much as I possibly could without risking them jumping out of the vehicle. Because, well, they would be at my dad's. Them jumping out of the vehicle still isn't a good idea when no one's outside to, call them back or whatever. Who knows what they'd do. Honestly, I think they'd probably just walk up to the house door and wait for someone to let them in. Or at least mine would, because she's just clingy, so she'll just be like looking for me and then just stand somewhere waiting for me to get back. But I don't know what my boyfriend's dog would do. I think she might wander a little more after a certain amount of time with no one attending to her. Or like noticing her. So, who knows. Definitely not a risk I wanted to take. But anyways, I had to do that so that they had better airflow and better shade to exist in, and they were safer. And then I took I borrowed my Nana's car to go into town from his house to, go see the crafts fair and the book sale. Which was okay. I did end up having some money to use for it, thankfully, because my dad gave me some money for it, which was nice, because I was thinking I was only going to be able to just walk around and look, because I don't really have any money for anything right now, besides bills, and I can't even make bills work right now, so yeah, definitely not something I had, leisure money for, but I was just gonna walk around anyways, but I had some money, which was nice, and I walked around for quite a while, and looked at everything, and enjoyed the day. It was really hot, so it wasn't the best to walk around in, especially because I don't wear, shorts or tank tops very much. Tank tops for reasons I probably won't discuss on here, shorts just because of I don't own them, and kind of an insecurity thing. Like, my legs are literally pale as ghosts because I don't tan my legs, and they're incredibly hard to tan in the first place, since I usually burn before I even think about tanning, and I'm not someone to just like sit in the sun and purposefully tan, so they just don't get tan, and not to mention like my issues with my weight and how my my legs and my body just look in general. So I don't really wear shorts. But yeah, so I was wearing like my work boots that I wear all the time, and my jeans and a t-shirt. So it was hot, and I had my hair down because I've been trying to, my hair is ridiculously long and it's super overstimulating for me, and I've been trying to kind of get along with it and get used to having it down more instead of constantly having it up in like a super ratty messy bun. Because I want to be able to, have it down and exist with it down, and that's going about 50-50. I did manage to yesterday until literally just about the end of the night, so that was a success, and I have today so far, just putzing around at home, but who knows. So yeah. It was pretty warm, so it wasn't the greatest. I walked around and looked at everything at least like twice, I think. I ended up getting my favorite honey, 1 bottle of it. I normally get 2 to 3 bottles of it, if not more, because I only see that company that makes it, or the business that makes it, because it's a small business from like an hour and a half away. I only see that business that makes it the one time a year when that crafts fair happens, because they do other like crafts fairs and events and stuff, but they're usually further away from home than my hometown is, so harder to get to, and not usually worth the drive just for the honey, especially when it's $12 a pound, which, hear me out, it sounds expensive, but any local made honey around here right now is a minimum of $8 to $10 a pound. You can get it cheaper, but it's not usually very good quality, and it's not local actual honey. You can get it cheap from, you know, the grocery store and stuff, but that's not local actual honey as much as they want to make you believe that it is. 90% of honey that's sold in stores, even when it's marked as honey, is cut down with syrups of any kind, because the honey usage in the world, especially the United States, is far higher than the honey production. So they cut corners in the whole production of it, because that's what gets them the results they need and gets them to sell how much they need. So I don't do store-bought honey. I will buy store-bought very, very cheap honey, like the 8 ounce for like $2, that you know isn't real, if I absolutely have to in a pinch when it comes to like having it for tea or using it in cooking. But I really don't like to. I just do that if I have absolutely no other option. Otherwise, I will 1,000,000% go to local bee farmers, because there are dozens in my area, and it's just not worth not getting it. I can get it from a place that's about 3 towns over for a little cheaper than 8 to 10 a pound. I think it's more like 7. No. It's 5 pounds for... So it's like 9. It is like 8 to 10. It's like $8 or $9 a pound. Versus the standard like $10 that any of my close ones are, for a 5-pound jar of it. And the 5-pound jar of it lasts a decent amount when I'm, you know, conserving it a little. So, I mean, my household goes through a lot of honey. I drink tea constantly. My second tea cup of the day is still cooling to be able to drink it. I drink tea constantly. I've switched to sugar instead of honey in the past few months, because it's a little bit cheaper to consistently have to buy sugar than it is to consistently have to buy honey. And I do like the difference. Like, I prefer sugar over honey when it comes to the black tea that I drink and some of the other more bitter teas. But I do prefer honey for just about any herbal tea I drink and for green tea. But I don't need it, so I'll get by with just sugar most of the time, these days at least. So having honey is nice to have like a special thing. And this place that I go to is a little more expensive per pound, because they do all the seasons of honey. They do early, mid, and late season honey, which is an interesting whole thing. The season that honey is produced and collected in actually has a really interesting impact on the color, the allergen help, and the taste of the honey, as well as like the sugar content, because it depends on what plants and flowers the bees are getting pollen from at that time of year as to what the taste and color and everything is, and the allergens. So, for example, late season honey is in the fall season, where allergens are really high, and it tends to have the most potent amount of anti-allergen qualities compared to earlier mid-season, mainly because they're getting stuff from, like, you know, yarrow and other plants that are very commonly pollen producers and very commonly allergen causers. I don't know. That's gonna be what I stick with. They just contribute to allergens very often. So that's kind of where late season honey comes into play the most, is in helping with people that have natural allergies that are trying to take honey or use honey as a assistance with that, instead of having to take anti-allergy meds all the time. Which is scientifically backed. Not necessarily the late season specific correlation, but honey that is actually locally produced honey has actually been linked to helping with your seasonal allergies when it's taken in, you know, certain dosages or used in certain dosages consistently, because of the fact that the bees get the pollen from the things that are causing your allergies. So it's kind of a micro-dosing concept of like dosing your body with the pollen or with stuff that comes from the pollen. So anyways, just like how actual bee pollen is actually really good for dog allergies, and pet allergies, and that's, the studies on that are starting to come out as well. But anyways, so there's late season. Late season's my personal favorite because it has the most depth of flavor. It turns like a super dark color, and has like really intense flavors instead of just the basic honey taste that it has. Mid-season I don't mind, but it's just kind of more of a honey I would get for like cooking and stuff, because mid-season honey is pretty much the actual local equivalent of the honey you would find in stores. Like, it's got that kind of plain basic honey taste. It's not too sweet, it's not undersweet. It doesn't have a lot of depth of flavor to it. It's the standard, like, golden color, like, deep golden color, and that sort of stuff. So I don't usually buy a mid-season from them, just because I can get basically the equivalent of it from just about any local place, which means I can get it for $10 a pound or less rather than $12 a pound. And then there's early season. Early season I like for tea, because early season ends up being super duper sweet. It's a super light, like, bright yellowy color, and it ends up being really sweet and not having that much other quality to it, like, flavor wise. It's very sweet honey. It's like if you took regular honey and turned the sweetness up by about 10 times the amount, and then used it, which is really good for tea, because if you're trying to use it in tea, you want that sweetness aspect as well as the honey flavor. And if you're trying to do, like, late season honey for it, then you're getting not that much sweetness and you have to, like, overuse it, versus you can use a lot less of early season honey in tea to make it to the flavor that you want, at least for me. So that's why I like them, and it's something that's unique to that bee farm. As far as I know, it's unique to that bee farm. It's the only time that I've come across the concept. So every time they come around once a year, I always make sure to get some of their honey. I normally get, like I said, at least early and late season, if not more than that. But this year I only had enough for one, so, which is still better than none. I didn't think I was gonna get any, so I had enough for one. So I managed to get one bottle of late season. I'm sure I could have gotten, like, a couple smaller bottles instead of one big bottle, but I like the big 1 pound bottle. There's no need to ration and try to figure out what to do and not to do. So I love that turtles keep just ending up in my house for no reason whatsoever. It's a perfect time. But yeah, I got some honey. I got a goat's milk soap. I love goat's milk soaps. They're really useful and they're really nice and they're a good experience. But that one that I got it from is kind of one of the pricier ones that I've found. Okay, I have to go to the bathroom. I'm not gonna sleep. I'm just gonna stand by my bed and I will go to the bathroom and I will be right back, guys. Well, I am back, but unfortunately, lovely luck I have today is I have to get off, so I will continue that conversation tomorrow when I stream again, because I will do my best to get all my cleaning done in time to stream. So, I hopefully will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you have a good day. Be sure to take your meds, drink some water, eat some food, take care of yourselves, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!